The following film we're reviewing today, Swept Away, contains plot points of abuse and rape. Listener discretion is advised. My name is Carl.
My name is Oscar.
And this is Who Would Watch This?
Where we review bad films and decide who would watch this.
Well, apart from us.
Okay, Carl. What are we gonna be reviewing today?
Today we are talking about the Guy Ritchie classic starring Madonna, Swept Away, which currently has a Letterboxd rating of 1.5, an IMDb rating of 3.6, a Rotten Tomatoes rating of 5%, and it is currently ranked 94 on the IMDb bottom 100 of all time. Oscar, what's the plot?
Okay, Carl. The plot is a snooty socialite is stranded on a Mediterranean island with a communist sailor.
Sure.
Before we jump into this, what's your take on Guy Ritchie? What do you like him?
I have a bitter, beautiful love-hate relationship with him.
Because I kind of thought he had more bangers, and I didn't realize he hasn't. He's got like...
He came out of the gate crazy strong.
Yeah.
With like Lock, Stock, and Snatch.
Yeah.
I love Snatch. Big Snatch fan.
Go on.
And then God, he's done some like weird
done a lot of ads and
studio films.
Yeah.
So like the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Yep, he's done both of those.
That I think are pretty meh.
Yeah. Consistent. I think they made a lot of money. But
yeah.
They're like...
It's not... I'm like, Sherlock Holmes isn't an action star. Stop trying to make him an action star. That's my thing.
But he's Iron Man.
I don't get it. Also, I think the mysteries in those movies suck balls.
They do. And I hate the reveal at the end.
It's like, cool, I worked that out minutes ago. I mean, hours ago. When the film's minutes in.
You just admitted you didn't get Sherlock Holmes.
Fine. That's why I'm upset with Guy Ritchie. Outsmarted me, okay? A Game of Shadows that blew my mind. Made me feel little.
It was Inception, then the second Sherlock Holmes. I just didn't get it.
When Moriarty jumped into a waterfall and Sherlock Holmes followed, but he had a breathing apparatus and lived.
Oh, that was lame.
That's when I knew I'd been outsmarted.
And then he was a couch, and he was like, 3 question mark? Never again. Didn't get a third. Robert Downey Jr. jumped into Marvel, went, I'm not doing those again.
I guarantee you he's sitting and being like, cool, so I've ruined all my clout with Doolittle. Where's Sherlock Holmes 3?
Do you think he would jump back into that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah, I think a third one would do. I don't feel like that brand is tarnished. People love Enola Holmes.
Nothing to say to that. So I guess
the Holmes brand is strong.
We just reviewed Watson and Holmes as well.
Yeah, right. Like we couldn't get. Do we pivot?
Yeah, I think we pivot just to Sherlock Holmes content.
A little insight to Oscar and I's lives, we constantly talk about pivoting the podcast into anything else.
Constantly. Just get us off this awful railroad. Let's just jump to, I don't know, stocks? Carl, take on stocks.
Oh.
Dow Jones, up or down?
What'd you think of The Gentleman? Hang on. Oh God, that'll happen to you.
I like that we get progressively sicker on this podcast.
I think it's me. I listen to the podcast and I'm like, I'm very unwell. Constantly, have I got like autoimmune disease or something?
Hey guys, I'm not feeling too good on this one. Let's go it.
Since the heretic, I've gotten like worse in health.
Zuzu's jumped into your body.
Not Zuzu.
Not Zuzu. I liked The Gentleman. I did like it. I gave it a pretty good review. After this film, I've gone back and taken away a star from it. And now see that I thought Guy Ritchie had 5 Lock, Stock and Smoking Barrels. He has 2, great films.
Rock and Roll is fine. I don't love Rock and Roller.
Yeah.
Aladdin's weird, as is...
Strange he directed that.
Yeah, that's definitely a paycheck gig. Like him being like, cool... Because he lost a ton of money with King Arthur and the Sword, or whatever it is.
That was going to be like a 6-parter, I found out today.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right? They were making that a franchise. I'm like...
Oh, have you seen it? It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And it's a $120 million film, I think.
Really?
Like, they spent so much money
Did he want to make that? Was that...
I guess so.
I guess if you get on a franchise, you're making 6 of those.
Do you remember it being on the Graham Norton show and they showed a clip of his movie that he was doing, which was that?
Yeah.
And he was like, wow. Like, I see it and I forget I made it.
Oh, no. What? Who was... My film? Oh, okay. Well, I guess I made it.
Not a fan. I hate it when I was at the Sydney Film Festival and there's this movie I really like called American Animals. Mm-hmm. And the director came out to this sold out, like, huge, like, Met Gala theater.
Yeah.
And he was like, any questions? And somebody in the audience was flat out like, yeah, I didn't really get this part. And he was like, oh, yeah, you know what? Probably should have made that clearer. But, like, and then just, like, went into it. And I went, you just caved to a person in the audience. Like, it was this was $1 million film. Steven Soderbergh, like, had, like, a hand in it. Has a handful of stars. And I was like, that audience person was just an idiot. I got it. And you apologized.
So it was not like a fault. It was just an issue this person.
And he was like, yeah, should have made that clearer.
I guess you're not coming off good either way because you go, you fucking idiot. Just come on, because then you seem it's a lose-lose.
It was just weird to me because it felt like because we've both had to make films at university, and you show it to the class, and the class kind of does a bit of like, this is what we liked, this is what we don't like, fix this up. Teacher gives like a little bit of like
feedback.
It felt like that, but their film was made for cinemas and are ready to go, and it was great.
And he's a professional, and this random dude in the audience like, I don't know, which is such a uni thing of just, I like the shot. What's it about? You go, oh, it's about the artistic.
There was this guy in my class who like only said nice things, and fucking God bless him, because everybody else is just there to tear you down.
Oh, they're back in the mind. They're so competitive.
Oh, so competitive, and I mean, I was too. But, like, there was just this guy that was like, man, I love that shot. And I'm like, thank you. I'm going to ride on that ego for the rest of my fucking life. I remember his name. His name was Stefan. I love you, Stefan.
Big shout out to Stefan. Always loving the sick shots.
Oh, God, did we get Stefan on the podcast? We'll give him a call. I don't have his number, but I'm happy to reach out at some point.
You're manic. I think I know why, because you don't want to talk about Swept Away. That's how you do a transition. How do we start, Carl?
Oh, God. I don't know. We can start with the thoughts on Madonna. I can't name you a Madonna song. I was trying to...
My Madonna song?
No, can you name a Madonna song?
No. She's this feels cruel, but she's... like, I feel like she's both like 80s or 70s. Is she 80s or 70s? Because I couldn't name a Madonna song. And that's not...
50s, 60s?
Yes. Which she is 63? Something like that. She's quite old.
Guy Ritchie left her for a very young woman. I'll tell you that.
Is she younger than her?
Yeah, he's like 20 years younger than her, I think.
That's incredible.
No, 10 years younger than her. I was looking into it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was 10 years younger than her. And then he was like, I'm looking for somebody in the 20 range. And I'm like, you're old, buddy.
You're old. But then, anyway. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't know Madonna. That's my thing. I don't personally know her, but also I don't know any of her songs.
As somebody that personally knows Madonna, I am offended.
Okay, that's fine. Well... but this film, she's playing
the biggest bitch of all time.
And I think, I don't want to call it credit. I think she's pulling it off, being a bitch. But then I'm also kind of like, is this just her?
Yeah.
Is this what she is like?
It's...
Because do you think it's bad acting?
At the start, I think she's doing fine being a diva. I think it's possible.
Yep.
I think her acting gets horrible as the movie progresses when she's asked to do anything else.
Oh God!
But then again, look, I'm gonna be telling you right now, Guy Ritchie's going to be getting a lot of the blame tonight.
Oh,
I don't put for the writer, director, producer Guy Ritchie's going to be getting all the blame.
He gets all the blame. I think this film has tarnished his rep. I think he got lucky.
Oh, I think.
Sorry, let me rephrase. I think he should just make Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels again. Like, he's made Snatch. Great. Gentlemen, you're not as big of a fan, but similar vein. I think he should stick to that exact formula.
He needs to work on writing female characters, I'll tell you that. Because even the female character in, like, The Gentleman is only there to be, like, sexually abused towards the end.
For a plot point. And that's why I've taken off a half star. Because I could have went, no, it's fine. Look at me, a damn man. It's fine. But now I've learned by watching this film that I don't think has ever talked to a woman or cares about women.
I definitely don't think he does. It's the fact that I don't think anyone's watched this movie in a long... If this movie had, like, a resurgence, I think it would end his career.
Oh.
It's that appalling.
It is such... beyond a Me Too movement.
It's like... He should be cancelled in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
This is some of the most offensive filmmaking to women I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, because we've joked on the podcast. Like, let's take After. Like, the guys in that are awful. They're awful to women. And it's comical because we can laugh at that. In this film, he commits a crime.
He commits multiple crimes.
Yeah.
Look, let's begin.
Let's start.
Let's begin.
Yeah. We've tickled your whistle with this fun little plot point. Let's go into 30 minutes of the most boring content I think I've ever watched.
So insanely long. I got excited at 2 points. Elizabeth Banks rocked up.
Yes.
I was like, look at her. Look at what she's doing there.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's so unfunny, isn't it? It's crazy. This movie labels itself as a comedy.
Oh, I don't. They make.
There's the cooks downstairs are trying to be extremely funny.
Let's start. So it starts off. There's 6 of these very rich Americans, I believe, going onto a yacht in Italy, and
it's a stunning yacht,
gorgeous yacht.
Can you imagine if our friends were on that yacht?
Oh god,
we'd have a fucking blast.
Who would be Madonna? Let's find out.
Shall we?
Yeah.
You'll find out next week. We're pivoting the podcast. Yeah. We're always in the mood for a pivot.
We just want to pivot. Get off this. Anyway, yes, they're on the boat. All the rich people. So you got Elizabeth Banks, who's the dumb one. That's it.
She never comes back into it.
Never comes back.
It's a weird intro because you're not really introduced to any of the characters.
No.
They just start montaging you them doing things. It's really odd.
So she's the only defining character I can really think. The other 4 are just other rich yuppies. And then there's Madonna, who's like the head bitch. She's like super rude to the staff.
She walks in, she's like, we're not vacationing on that. And then the camera pans over to a $20 million yacht.
You know, Wolf of Wall Street, like where they go, wow, you got this amazing yacht. It's like better than that. So I went, yuck. And like, yes, I get that she's meant to be like pompous and snooty.
But it's like so much.
Yeah.
Like it's way off. They really, really turn you against her very quickly.
Yeah.
Like minutes in, and then it's 30 minutes of her being just awful to every single person around her.
Because like they could have made this so concise. Like by minute 2, I'm like, all right, I'm not on her side. Cool. And then there's 30 minutes. Like it's split to 30-minute sections, this film. The first 30 minutes is just making us hate Madonna by the point of view character of Pepe.
Oh, Pepe.
At the 30-minute mark, you're on Pepe's side.
Oh, you are 100% on Pepe's side.
Yeah.
We should also talk about the fact that the movie's a remake.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was a movie of its time, but it bled into social and political issues of wealth.
Yes.
And how this woman that gets stranded on an island, who would usually bargain things with money, suddenly has nothing. Yeah. And she has no way of surviving without this man. And this man pays back to her. I'm jumping ahead of myself, but it's like the movie kind of takes none of the politicalness of.
Well, it tries to have it both ways. It kind of goes, "Hey, rich people are bad, aren't they?" In the first 30 minutes, and then I guess in the next 30 minutes, like communism is bad because that's what they frame it as, like capitalism, communism. Yeah. They have these such like year 3 arguments of just, "Hey, pharmaceutical companies, bad or good." It's like,
I don't think Guy Ritchie has ever had a political conversation with anybody ever.
I was like, oh no, don't get political. Because it really shows, I don't know, because he wrote it, right?
Yep.
It really doesn't look good for him. It looks like
none of this looks good for him.
Yeah.
None of this. I couldn't be less interested to watch another Guy Ritchie film at this point.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm so furious over how horrible and mean this movie is.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, there's a cast of kooky, crazy characters below deck that we never really see again. I don't know why they even bother to set them up.
Oh, yeah. It feels like this film is 3 short films. And they went, oh, we have to connect them. And then went, you know what's a great connecting tool? A fade transition. Okay.
Sure. And whistling.
Oh.
So much whistling in the soundtrack.
Well, because he used like the music from like Lock, Stock, like the sort of crescendo of that ding 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 ding. Like it's great, like it builds up. He bastardized that. God.
Okay, anyway, so we get to a point, everybody's sitting upstairs on this deck, they're having fish.
Yes, they're having fish. Cooked by the amazing chefs. There's 3 Italian men downstairs who are like the 3 stooges.
The captain is not once seen steering the ship. He's just downstairs in the kitchen nook, leaning back, being like, "We'll cook another fish."
Like just dipping bread into the broth, just like
basically he's fish. like I've bought just bags of oil and dukkha. And he's just dipping in oil and rolling around in
like
dukkha.
A trough.
He's the other pig in this.
There seems like there's they're trying to do metaphors, but then like it's like, hey, if a blind person was blind, would you help them? No, they should be a baker. Very just awful shit.
Do you reckon he's called Pepe because he's like Pepe Le Pew, just really horny and abusive?
Yeah, his name, I mean, I don't know. I think Guy Ritchie went Italian name, Google. And they went Giuseppe.
Oh yeah, there is a point where he's like, these are all the Italian names of the people on the ship. And I'm like, oh.
It was like, it's a step away from Mario, Luigi, and like...
pretty much. He might as well be like, this is Queen Peach.
He really did not do his research. No. Cooper, I guess. All right.
I'm convinced he got to the end and he was like, I thought I was making a Nintendo film. I am so sorry.
In the editing room. Oh, we didn't... Oh, this... I'm sorry.
He's like, fuck... They're like, where are all the pipes? We thought you were doing a Nintendo film. How are they getting... Where are all the pipes?
The Nintendo executives' only mandate was where the pipes. Nothing. Oh, this is fine. But the pipes. Can we CGI? That doesn't exist anymore. Oh,
we've got an easy way for them to get off the island. Pipes.
Guy Ritchie's like, no, this is my story to tell.
It is. I'm a political activist, and I've got things to say, and I hate my wife, so I'm just gonna get right into it.
Because this is like early in their relationship, where I guess things...
Oh god, as if she didn't leave him after reading this script.
Like, it's a crime against the... Like, honestly.
Have you got that quote that I told you?
Yes. Guy Ritchie when asked, he was like, why did you cast Madonna? By a very understandably confused reporter. And he goes, well, she was cheap and available. And Madonna, I'm just sitting there just like, I am worth so much money. Why am I...
Because I was surprised to see the budget.
It's 10 million.
Yeah, I thought she would get a $10 million check. Like, that's what I thought she was at in her career.
I guess for her... This wasn't like... They're like... It's testing the waters. Like, sure, she's a bankable name. Well, obviously not for $1 million.
You seen Dick Tracy? She's great in Dick Tracy. She's not.
We'll let the pause there. We'll add in 4 minutes of pause. She's not. Yeah, because it raked in... Okay, so the budget's 10 million. Made 1 million. No,
isn't it kind of comical? In terms of, it's like, how does it happen? How do you not make 10? Like, I get that it happens.
Yeah.
But constantly I'm like, that movie did it. That movie did it.
By
that
accident.
movie did it.
But like, you think this is after, because he did like some ads in between, but this is Lock, Stock, Snatch.
Yeah, why is he even doing this material? Who hired him for this?
I think he thought... Again, we're just speculating, but at the same time, fuck Guy Ritchie for making this. I think he went, I need to make a movie for my wife. It's Madonna. She can play a very specific role. I'm gonna remake a class because on paper it should make just some money.
Because I feel like she would blend in better, being like a quick talking, wise acting diva in a Lock, Stock or Snatch movie.
Yes,
than she kind of does in this.
I think she's a bit of a diva. She's like, I want to be the main. I want it to showcase my acting abilities.
Well, here's what you do, Guy Ritchie. Fucking write an original film with a female lead.
Carl, do you really want that as a film? Do you really want Guy Ritchie to just...
It would surely be better. Can you imagine The Gentleman? But instead of, fucking, who's the guy from Paddington and all those rom-coms?
Hugh Laurie?
No, not Hugh Laurie. The other one.
Hugh Grant?
Hugh Grant.
The guy from Paddington. You're right. He's great.
It's my favourite film of his. It's his best movie. He's great in Paddington 2.
Oh, okay,
it's how I will know him for the rest of my life. He's great in many other things.
But Paddington 2.
But Paddington 2's fucking fantastic.
Big recommendation.
Yeah. So, can you imagine if it was his character but played by Madonna? It's like, come on, Ray, play a game with me. Take you by the balls and I'll make you a steak. Come on, Ray, play a game.
I think it would work, but then I don't think Guy Ritchie would. Because if he subbed it out, great. I just don't think Guy Ritchie, if he knew that a woman would be playing this, he would never write that for her.
Because that's the thing, I think. You put the beard on her, you put the glasses on her, you put the suit on her, and you just get her in there, and everyone's watching, and they're like, is that Madonna with a Cockney accent?
She deserves an Oscar. Give it to her.
Get that woman an Oscar.
Kate Winslet did it with Bob Dylan. Why can't Madonna do it with this Cockney weird man?
Kate Blanchett.
I feel like a fucking moron, I can tell you that now.
Kill yourself.
We're going to jump straight back into it.
So, we get to one of my biggest roadblocks in the movie.
Yeah. Madonna
has a huge issue with the fish.
Yes.
I think in this scene it's pasta. Thoughts?
What are they eating? It's like this because that first meal, it's like a spaghetti, and maybe there's fish drawn.
He puts it on her head, and I'm like, that's SpaghettiOs.
Yeah,
pasta.
You assume a fish dish is the fish,
a full fish, flopping,
which would still. Oh god. Anyway, the next dish is rice and beans. It seems so. Like, I don't think does Guy Ritchie know what fish is? Tell me that.
He's like, okay, I don't know politics or fish, but I tell you, I know women. So
him at a whiteboard with just don't knows. Politics and fish, women. Should I move that over there? No. I'm gonna write swept away.
I know a lot about islands, right? And what would seemingly become adrift on an abandoned island. A tire would, right? And then never come back into the plot, right?
I think a little house got made there. Oh, we're jumping ahead. Anyway, we're still on a cruise.
This is the part I do like because he flips her off the boat.
Oh god, it's such a great. So Pepe is like, hey, Madonna, screw you. Pours this soup dish, it might as well be, on her head. Madonna's like, you can't do that. And then it's probably my favorite.
It is the best part because you know what? It's like screwball over the top comedy. Yeah. It's the one point that it kind of works.
Yeah.
And it's the only time I think you can kind of get away with like she's thrown into the water. So she's like comedically thrown in. Yeah. She's not like
no, she's not like
kicked and hit. She's just thrown into the water. Yeah. So it's funny.
Exactly. And also at this point, like we're 10 minutes in, so we're kind of like, we hate Madonna. We haven't it's barely anything. God, we can summarize, like, again, it's just 30 minutes of just random scenes of Madonna being mean to Pepe. That's really it. You kind of learn that she's a capitalist, he's a communist. There's, like, the creepy chefs downstairs perv on Madonna. And he's like, get away, Pepe, because he, like, goes, hey, you shouldn't perv on a woman. Then he pervs on Madonna.
It's weird. My favorite exchange in the movie is, the captain going, found this cocaine. You want me to teach you how to take it?
Oh.
And then it never coming back.
It never comes back. So then... the captain's like... Because then he's like... Pepe's like, no. I'm going to take that from you. You should be a captain. Go do your thing. And then he's like, well, I'm going to have some cocaine. And then just drops it.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, the scene's over.
Yeah, there should be another 90 minutes of those, like, the coked up wealthy people being like, what the fuck is it? Holy shit, this Madonna was only tolerable to me as a wife while I was high all the time. My whole goddamn trick dose is gone. Oh, what do I do?
I feel bad for Elizabeth Banks. Like, she's done a good career. Why is she in this film?
She pivoted into directing, so fun for her.
Yeah. Well, after this film or now?
Now.
Yeah. She saw sort of the way and went, I'm going to be a director. Guy Ritchie can do it. I can fucking do it.
I don't know if this is true, but I remember hearing or reading this story, but I do like, Elizabeth Banks, I think, won an award and she went up on stage and she was like, I want to call out the fact that filmmakers don't make movies with female main actors. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, female main actresses. And it's like, Steven Spielberg has never once made a movie with a female lead actress. And somebody in the audience is like, the color purple! And she's like, oh, did he direct that?
That's such a good bit. Oh, I love that film.
Yeah, I adore that.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Steven. You'd think you'd research that before you belt that out.
Yeah, right. Wild.
Google. Anyway, Elizabeth Banks is in it. She's not in this film.
But also, hands absolutely adore Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah,
I think
fantastic.
she's a very fun comedic actress. I love her.
She can do serious. Well,
yeah, she can
Games, do. Like in the later one, she's still.
She does. She has that really good scene where she's like stripped to makeup and
Yeah.
she's like talking about things, but she's done other like serious stuff.
Well, tick for the women audience. She's talking about things. I didn't listen because women.
It's been a long time since I've seen Mockingjay Part 1.
I saw it so recently because I never finished the Hunger Games. Not good. Anyway, I'm glad I missed it. God, we're still on the boat, and if you're like bored or tired of this, like, how do you think we felt? It's just it's 30 minutes on a boat for a message that you already get. Madonna is mean to Giuseppe and should be punished.
There's a weird montage where everyone, it looks like, is going insane.
the hallway.
Yeah, the hallway shots and these weird fades, and it's like,
because like at this point, like she hates him.
Yeah,
and then she's like horny for him.
Yeah,
so horny, just
it's like dance with me, and he's like, I don't dance with people I don't like, and she's like,
now I'm gonna drink and do some cocaine that I found under the poop deck.
Anyway, so she wakes up one morning and is like, where is everyone? And he's like, they went to the caves.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I want to go to the caves. And he's like, well, you said you didn't want to go to the caves.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go to the caves now.
They're also in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, it's so vast. You can't
we never see an island around them. I'm
No.
like, what fucking cave? There's a part where they go to a store and come back. And she's like, this is the fish. I'll be in charge of the fish from now on. And I'm like, where'd you go?
Where'd you go? It's in the middle. Like, you never see an island. I feel like it'd be a long... Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, at this point, I was so thankful that there was just anything. There was conflict. Because they get on the boat, okay, and the engine stops. You just think, thank God the movie... Like, the second act is starting now. We're ready for some actual conflict.
So, they get onto the boat. Immediately, the motor conks out.
Yeah.
They should be meters away from the boat. It feels like they hopped in, went 20 meters, and it conked out. They should be like, can you throw a rope?
Huh?
Oh,
hey, Madonna.
I found this watery cocaine. I'll trade it to you for your rope. Madonna's like, it's your fault the motor's fucked up. He's like, it's not. And I'm like, could you leave the man alone?
Oh, his shit, like, and...
This is before we turn on Pepe.
Oh my god, I've never seen a film go two leads, go, alright, first half, Madonna, you're a monster. Second half, Pepe, you're gonna top that. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah, and then also, spoilers for the third act, the husband, you're a monster now too.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what is happening? Can anyone be likable?
Is anyone? No, Elizabeth Banks' husband, who actually is just dead.
I have a character who I thought made the film.
Should we wait, or are you gonna...
Yeah, we can wait.
We'll wait.
Sure.
Wait. Keep the audiences really going for it. Something redeemable.
That's right. As Josh is on a treadmill, I assume, at the gym at the moment, you just keep on going, buddy.
You know I will.
Our fan base, known as the Joshes.
Oh, a big Josh fan on France.
Big fan of the Joshes. Number one fan base. We got the Joshes and the Miles.
Oh yeah, we're pretty much copying. Anyway, they're on the boat, and the engine has like failed them.
Yeah.
Madonna's like, sorry. There's an exchange that I think sums up what this film is. Just like all the film is just a scene that's just. She's like, hey, give me a sweater. He's like, okay, fuck you. She's like, ooh, it smells like fish. She's like, yeah, I'm a fisherman. And then it ends.
It fades away and he's just popping his head into water.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I caught a fish with my bare hands. And she's like, could you cover it in rice?
Like I know she's meant to be so unlikable, but...
She then throws it away.
Yeah. Like we get it. She's unlikable, but this is like so silly. Like why? Like rice.
You know what? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Taming of the Shrew, which is a crazy sexist Shakespeare play.
You've introduced Shakespeare into this podcast, which I think is inappropriate.
But
go on though.
But 10 Things I Hate About You updated that story and formula and made like the women characters and like they had arcs and it wasn't physically violent or anything. Like they updated that very old text.
Yeah.
Modernized it very easily and made people likable.
Yeah.
Why can't you do that, Guy?
Because Shakespeare had 400 years on him. Guy Ritchie had 22, and I think he made the worst for women.
I love his split personality, and his split like makes the movies, and then he's on talk show host, and it's like I forgot I made it.
Oh, that's right. I was through my bend. I
was fucking drunk.
On all the cocaine.
Oh god. Anyway.
They spend overnight on the boat.
We do get to a point though, and it's just around when this with the flare gun, they see a boat.
Yeah, so Madonna finds a flare gun in the boat, goes, "Hey, we got a flare gun."
Yeah, this is where I realized, oh, this is the film.
Right. It kind of hits you. You go, we're 40 minutes in. This is it. What? Why, Carl?
I don't know. I was really shook. I went, oh, this is the whole it's them.
I was so
the rest
scared.
of the movie's going to be them.
Yeah, I was so scared that I was like, oh, we're on this boat. I hope this ends. And then they get off the boat. I'm going, oh no, we only have you two now. We only have Madonna and Pepe.
Because I was not aware of the plot. No, so I wasn't sure. I thought everyone was going to get beached.
Yeah.
I also wasn't aware that Pepe was going to be a main character. I thought it was going to be like an inciting incident, like he sabotages their boat and the rich people just get stuck on an island or something.
Exactly, and maybe he's stuck on the island as well. And it's like,
yeah, I was not aware he was going to be like the lead.
And the love interest.
Yeah, and this moment, it made me so upset, I turned off the film for 24 hours.
I think that's pretty fair.
No, I had enough. I was like, this is the movie. No, turning it off. I'm watching anything else. No.
This film.
No.
I stopped it 7 minutes in, waited a day, and I got to wait at a similar point, and I went, "Oh no, this is the whole film." If we weren't doing this podcast, I'd turn it off. Like, it's definitely a film. No, I'm not interested. Am I happy I continued? No. I'm actually so upset that we didn't both go, you know what? Nah,
let's not review it. This movie's probably perfect for, and I know it's closing, but this movie's probably perfect for Quibi. You know, Quibi's gone like under. It's like you can watch a movie like vertical on your phone or like that.
Yes,
and it's released in like 5-minute bits.
Yeah.
And they had a ton of famous people and it was like a $2 billion thing and it's like just gone now.
Yeah.
This movie should be released in just a handful of minutes weekly. And then if you want to endure yourself to that, that's on you.
Oh, sorry. Okay, cool. That was your point. I thought you were saying this should be brought onto it. More people should watch this. Not that yes, you are right. This should only
less people would watch it if it's on Quibi.
Who's watching Quibi?
No one. It's why it's gone under.
Man, those $2 billion could have been spent on Madonna. That's upsetting.
Oh god, it could have been spent on us.
This podcast is on Quibi.
I'm fucking
still on Quibi if you guys want.
I'm terminally sick. Do you not hear me deteriorating throughout the podcast? I need help.
We're on episode 16 and you already look like you have leukemia.
I mean, I need help. We're in a fucking recession. The car needs a goddamn tune-up.
Hey, no outside information. We do not want people to know who we are.
Empathize with me. I'm unwell.
No, I'm going to hate you because you're poor and a communist. Also Madonna. Hi.
You do have Madonna's curls.
Thank you.
Just like
and
Noah.
her age. I'm 79.
Oh no. Anyway, so
they shoot it's Chekhov's gun. They literally have a flare gun and then shoot the boat. Moments later.
So you've paid it off. You know what they say? You set up Chekhov's gun in the first act. You pay it off minutes later in the first act.
That's what I was thinking.
That'll be the crux of the ending. Is they'll use that flare gun.
Yeah.
But the ending is them just being like, "This boat, it's docked here." I don't know how that weren't found earlier. It seems like it's in a very busy part of the ocean. There's constantly boats.
There's a house there. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. The boats. They shoot the flare gun at the boat. it deflates, there's a storm, and now we're on the island. This is about 50 minutes in. I think
30. I think this is around the 30-minute mark.
No. I remember thinking, thank fuck we're off the boat at 33 minutes. I remember precisely because I kept pausing it. We're on the island at 45.
This is the longest 80-minute film I've ever seen.
It's painful. Sherlock, no, not Sherlock Gnomes. Holmes and Watson.
No, go on.
Right,
Diss Sherlock Gnomes, I dare you.
I don't mind it. I watched it a while ago. Oh no, I watched Romeo and Juliet. I didn't mind.
Shall we have a serious discussion about gnome-related film
content? I think it worked. Anyway, so now we're cast away ×2. They're on an island, and now, Carl, if you're a rich woman who's like not had much hand-on experience, and then a fisherman boy, who do you think's going to survive on this island?
I'm going to put my money on the fisherman boy.
Yeah. Because now Pepe's, getting a bit of power. He's kind of like, all right, Madonna, you're a bit of a bitch to me the whole first act. I'm going to start making tools. I can catch fish. I'm
he starts walking around. First he walks up to see if anybody... She's like, I'm going to sue you. He walks up to the top of the mountain and goes, there's no lawyers. I'm like, very condescending. No time for that.
Yeah.
This is our first turn, I would say.
Because up until this point, Pepe's been pretty... We're like, all right, you've been cruelly treated. We're still on your side. It changes so quickly.
It does. First he finds a tire, finds a hut.
Yep.
I'm really appalled by how much litter is on this beach. Really made me upset.
Is this Guy Ritchie's second political point? We're littering too much.
Pollution.
But actually, no, it's assisting these people. So if anything pollutes the oceans.
Here's what I'm hearing. He's for female violence.
Yep.
He's for pollution.
Yep. And
he hates chemicals.
I don't think he does. I think he's a fan of chemicals. Lock in. Yeah, Guy Ritchie, you can quote us on that. That he loves chemicals. All right. So Madonna's already like, oh shit, I need it. I need food.
Yeah.
Pepe, can I pay you for this fish? And we laugh at her. Because of course, what's she going to use money for? He's like 100, 200, 500, 1,000. And Pepe's having none of it. He's like, nope. You can call me Master instead. I don't think... We will have some jokes for this bit. But...
It's not a good bit.
It's not a good bit.
It's... Most of the rest of the movie is just... Pepe being fucking awful to Madonna. Sickeningly terrible.
Like, probably one of the worst character. Like, not even comedic, just, like, actually, like, upsetting.
Yeah.
So, immediately he slaps Madonna. Just like, nope.
I'm
the master.
Really blown away that the movie went there that quickly.
So quickly.
It's really bizarre to me that the movie would go to this, like, one, so quickly.
Yeah.
But I feel like the whole point is if you're having this, like, political allegory of wealth and everything, you would use all of the 30 minutes on the boat to set up how Madonna behaves to him, and then he would then behave the exact same way in the same scenarios.
Yeah.
So it would be like...
It feels like justice.
So it feels like justice, but he doesn't do that. No. It's like it's not like she ever hit him or did anything disrespectful to him physically.
No.
And immediately they're on the island less than a day and he's slapping her around.
Yeah, it's so jarring. I'm like, oh, he slapped her. Slaps her again. I'm like, are you guys doubling down on this? It's... Yeah, anyway, he's like...
He makes a spear gun very easily, which shits me.
Yeah, he makes a crossbow.
He does. He makes a fucking spear gun to get fish very easily. Also, where are they getting fresh water from? They're constantly filling up this bottle.
Yeah, they got a Coke bottle, and you kind of think, oh, you're going to show us where you got that water from? And it's like, no, we just have water.
I do love that she walked around the island, comes back to him, it's been, I don't know, maybe an hour, and he's fucking thriving.
Oh, he's thriving.
She sees him, he's drinking fresh water, goes into the ocean, catches like a ton of like
a lobster,
meals for a week. Yeah. A lobster, a fucking squid.
Has a fire going, has a chair.
Has a chair.
A throne.
There's a point where he's like, hey, do my laundry, you bitch. And she comes back and he's fashioned underwear out of leaves. Oh. And I'm like, you've adapted so quickly.
And Madonna goes, well, there's no washing machine on this island. And you kind of think, why are you washing clothes? You're in...
Why would you need to? There is also a bit where like, she gets out of it's right after they've landed on the island. She gets out of the water. She's soaking wet. She starts to squeeze her sweater out of water. Pepe goes for a massive walk, comes back to her, she's still squeezing water out of the sweater.
She's that rich, she's never squeezed anything.
I think she went back into the water with the sweater on. That's what throws me.
She had nothing to do. She was walking, saw this man walking down. She felt awkward. She's like, I'll dip it in the water and I'll just keep squeezing like I had something to do.
I'm convinced she doesn't know the difference between pasta and fish, and she doesn't know what wet is.
And Guy Ritchie used that to his advantage.
Oh,
he thought, Madonna doesn't know what wet is. We'll put it on the water this entire movie.
So I've just got some notes. This movie is mean and cruel and bad.
Yeah, I think that's a great review. I think you really summarized everything that be said.
She curls outside of his door at night.
So Pepe just finds a wooden shack. No clue why. Yeah, so he's like, no. The master sleeps, the slave sleeps outside. It's so upsetting.
There were many times where I thought it was going to be like a porno. Must say, because the acting and the production values are really bad.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's behaving like Mr. Grey in the 50 Shades films.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are they the...
At least that film, I can't really be defending it. At least that film has to go like, listen, it's a porno. What do you want?
Yeah.
Like, it's a porn.
Well, that's the thing. Those are like fun, bad films.
Yeah.
And you're like, how misguided are these characters? Who would blah, blah, blah. This is like, it's fucking mean. It's really disgusting to see play out, like how he treats her.
And disgusting that a husband to Madonna would make this and put her through this.
It sounds like it comes off like he fucking hates her. Like, it comes off like he's like, legally, I'm not allowed to beat you up, but I'm going to invest $10 million and have a different actor hurt you.
Yeah.
In front of me.
So I can rewatch this in my personal time. And now I've got a film.
I'd love to hear him stick up for this. I wonder if there's a YouTube video where somebody's asked him during like the Gentleman, like,
what do you think?
Like publicity tour, and they're like, "Hey, so swept away, huh?" And he like fucking undoes his mic or something and walks away.
He just grabs an intern to punch.
There's a part where Pepper has sunglasses, and I don't know where he got them from.
He gets them from the boat. This film really did. It's the Chekhov sunglasses.
You know what they say? If you've got the sunglasses in the first act, pay them off early in the second act. And then never wear them again.
No, because she picks and goes, these are sunglasses, throws them away, and then on the beach he's got the sunglasses. Mm-hmm.
There's a part where he encourages her suicide so he can eat her. He then proceeds to kick her, then force her to kiss his hands.
Yes. So we've had about 20 minutes of this master sort of thing.
Here's the thing. She should fucking kill him.
I thought it was going that way.
Yeah, I went, I hope she ends up killing him.
Yeah. I think...
Goes a different way. I was under the impression it would be a romance, and I kept on being like, fuck, there's 30 minutes left. Are they going to get to the romance bit?
Yeah. Because at the start, it's abuse to Madonna to Pepe. This 30 minutes, God, we're almost at the bits, the moment I messaged you, just like, watch out. Because...
And I wasn't prepared.
No. And I was pretty like, hey, it's a torrent.
I thought it was going to be like a Darkness Falls when I'm like, watch out, this is everything.
Yeah.
But you were like, watch out, be concerned.
Yeah.
Call me after so I know you're okay.
And fair enough. Carl, do you want to do you want to just say what happens?
Yeah, you go. Go on. Actually, you know what? Because I think this is before that. There is a part where he's like just humiliating her over and over. Yeah. And he asks her to sing a song.
Yes.
Is this before that?
It is. Okay, so this is the part of the film. Tonally... Oh, yeah, actually, no. Sorry. Yeah, actually, no. It sets up the tone perfectly. Anyway, so he's like, hey, sing a song. And she sort of badly songs, which I thought was a funny bit, Madonna singing badly. Smash cut to a music video.
Oh, it's crazy.
Crazy. Tonally not what we're expecting. Did you like it?
No. I don't get why she doesn't sing.
Yeah, so she sings an apple and a plum.
She doesn't sing.
No, she lip syncs apple and a plum.
Why would you get
Madonna, the singer,
and then cater a music video around her, and then be like, "Oh, we're gonna dub you. You're gonna mime."
Yeah. So he's then like kind of like it's like a dream sequence. Like, there's like a checkerboard, and she's like there's a bunch of jazz trumpeters. So imagine that just for because the next point's the scene. That's happened. This music video for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's the only point though. I didn't like it, but I went, this is a tiny bit of joy.
That's what I
in
thought.
what is a really unfun film.
I just said, thank God something. Just something. I'm like, okay.
It's this and her getting thrown off the boat are the only moments where I'm like, it's outlandish.
Yeah.
And fun.
At least it's
and then
something.
Everything else is grotesque. Anyway, now you can talk about
this so imagine
scene.
How do you follow up a music video like this? I tell you what, like I don't want to joke about it. Like, okay, so they're on a beach. They're on the beach, and like Pepe is just kind of like, hey, like this master slave thing's gone to his head. He's like, fuck me, and she's like, no, and like just to be so out, like just I would say it right now, he just rapes her. He genuinely just like pulls her pants down. And just like, it's so upsetting.
She tries to run. She runs, and he says, "Run, little vixen, run."
Yeah.
Which comes back into it a few times. Don't know why.
That was the quote on IMDb list, and I was like waiting for that. Nothing could prepare me for that.
So I almost turned it off at this point because I thought it was very vile.
Yeah.
Because I knew from this point on, I went, he's definitely going to write it so they fall in love. And I think that's pretty awful.
Yeah.
And it's very awful.
Like, imagine if this came out now. I know that's such like a cliche, just like, this came out now, but like, oh my God. That is some of the worst writing of women I've ever seen.
Because if I was Madonna's character in this situation, the humiliation, the physical abuse, the sexual abuse, you're starving... it's awful. I would have killed myself after this.
Or him.
Yeah, or him.
Like, and again...
Here's the thing, like, I don't even have to try and, like, kill him in his sleep.
Yeah.
Here's how I would kill Pepe. I'd wait for him to fall asleep and come slice him right across the throat.
Yeah. I don't think...
I'd smash that bottle in half.
Yeah.
Jab it right into the jugular. Here!
For the audience at home, he's pointing at his neck.
That's where the jugular is, right?
Yeah, he's pointing at his jugular. Let me rephrase, and he's nailed it because the jugular, which is where he's pointing at, is correct. Yeah, I'd kill Pepe in an instant. So you kind of think, oh God, we're an hour 10 in. There's 20 minutes left. This is a romance comedy.
Yeah. So anyway, she ends up crawling back to him, kisses his feet. Then she has sex with him.
Yeah, she comes back. She's like, I'm sorry. God, it is so distasteful.
Terrible.
Is the metaphor power corrupts? Because that's the only thing I could really get from it. Like,
I don't know. It doesn't because it's saying that like they basically are like she's better now.
Yeah,
that's what I thought was so horrifying.
Oh
about
my
the
God,
film.
it's like
they're like because she was abused, she is now better, and I'm like no. It's
Stockholm syndrome. Like
I couldn't think of it, but it's definitely that. It's like you're stuck on an island.
This man's raped you.
Yeah.
It's now... Then she's like, all right, I forgive you. I'm now so much better because, like, this island has transformed me. I'm not, like, my rich self anymore. Like, no, you've been, like, assaulted. God, and you just feel so bad for Madonna. Congratulations to Guy Ritchie in the sense that he has made this awful character for 40 minutes and then in an instant you go, oh, God, you were so good. You were so good compared to what Pepe's done.
Yeah. So shall we bring a little bit more comedy in and be like, hey, Pepe's beard's growing slowly.
Oh, yeah, it's growing pretty slowly.
There's a scene where they bark at each other, then play charades.
Oh, God, it's like they've just inserted this scene into the film because then they're immediately like, let's do a little bit of puppy play. Ruff, ruff, ruff.
She's quite good at charades.
Well, that montage of charades.
Yeah, she's quite good at it. It's part where she's Jesus on the cross, and I was like, that's Jesus on the cross, and I was like, I got it too.
There was no words in that scene. You don't know if that was Jesus on the cross. It could have been spaghetti or fish. You don't know. You don't know, Carl.
Oh, it's turning into a political statement about religion now.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, Guy Ritchie's like, don't touch religion. Just communism, capitalism.
There's a part where she's wearing a bucket hat. Where'd you get that bucket hat from?
No clue. They keep getting...
getting items. Yeah. I'm convinced that they got left on set by a runner.
Yeah. Oh, you cheeky dog, you. What's this runner been up to? No, we're not doing this.
No,
we're not tarnishing the runner into
should
this
we
film.
check back in with him? Ring, ring, ring. Hello, is that Let's not do the bit.
Let's not do the bit. Don't. He's like hung up. He's like swept away. No, I'm declining. I'm not a fan of water.
I don't want the runner to be associated with this film. I want the runner to be associated with wholesome bad films.
Not this. This is definitely like, yeah, because like there's a lot of films that are like, oh, those men characters. Because like, I don't know, for some reason.
Also, do they only have one octopus prop? Did you notice? I was like, is that just the same fucking prop?
I think they're like the octopus. The fishmonger has one left. We're doing all the octopus scenes in one day. So then they play with it a bit. They put it on a spike.
I was like, fuck, 10 million doesn't get you a lot, apparently.
Guy Ritchie
bought the island.
That's what Guy Ritchie thought. He was like, one octopus. Are you? We got Madonna. He's like, yeah, the octopus budget's like 20 grand. I'm sorry, buddy. We've already got the boat.
It's cheaper for me to go out and just get a real octopus. Hey, you don't want Peter breathing down your neck.
You mean Peter 8 legs over there? Oh god.
Anyway, let's just skip ahead. They see a boat. They get saved.
No. She sees a boat before.
Yeah, she does see a boat before.
And she goes.
She ducks.
Yeah, she ducks. Is that the same boat?
Yeah, I'm like, is it that's the usual spot? Is that why that same boat kind of like comes back?
I thought she saw it because
the boat budget's out of control. We've got 4 different boats popping up throughout the movie. Can only afford one fucking octopus prop. Reuse a boat.
Oh, they're naked for a scene. You get to see
I wrote down boob and butt.
Yeah, boob and butt for half a second.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what are we going across? There's so much stuff that's just random. Because you think this film is not very much plot. You go, yeah, there's not much. There's a shot where they're on a green screen and they float above the island.
Oh, yeah!
What was that?
That was
Have they transcended the island?
I'm not gonna lie, I got so disinterested I stopped taking notes after the rape scene.
Oh, yeah, they're all like one word, just like...
So I was like, I just went through my quips. You got anything else to say before we get to like the ending?
The fact that they were on the island for a month, which is what the boat person said, I went, fuck off. I thought it'd been like a year.
Yeah.
It'd drive you mad.
A month? They came down, like, because here's the first day on the boat.
Yeah.
The first day they're on the island drags on for so long.
Yeah.
It's saying they accomplished it all in a day.
Yeah.
It's like he went on a hike, he found all of his gear and shit, he caught dinner, found fresh water, she did a full walk of the island.
And they're like, hey,
they set a fire and then they go to bed and I'm like, fuck, that was a day?
And you kind of think, fuck, okay. And then it's gonna be a month. Oh, let's skip ahead. So yes, they decide to get off the island. No clue why, because it seems like they're happy. They're not happy. They've been abused. They reluctantly get on the boat to be saved.
Yeah, because she's like, I don't want to not be with you. Right?
So toxic. Literally.
And he's like, well, I want you to prove that you really love me. So if we go back to land, you'll leave your husband.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh, okay, it's not just because we're here that you like me.
Again, like
so pretty awful.
Awful. Again, but then that's dropped immediately.
Yeah, it kind of is. Anyway, so they get off. They're like, he's like, hey, you're all over the news. Both of you have been all over the news.
Yeah.
You're very famous now. Your husband's helicoptering in. You're probably going to end up with a shit ton of money.
Yeah. You've saved her. Because it's like essentially.
So there's a part where he gets a nice big bag of money.
Yes. What does he do with the money?
Throws it out.
He throws it out because he's goddamn capitalism kills.
And then he opens it and is like, I'll buy a ring.
I'll buy it.
I'll keep it.
Immediately ruins the message. He's like, well, on that island we had no material goods. I tell you what, the second I get back on island, I'm going to buy so many material goods to impress her. What's the fucking point, Carl?
We then get my favourite character in the film.
Oh, it's all going back. Who's your favourite character?
This is the part where Pepe walks into a bar and the bartender, you know, he's cleaning a glass and he looks at Pepe, looks him up and down and is like, where have you been? This is after we're told they're very famous. They've been over the news the whole time. He's clearly disheveled.
Buddy. Yeah, because he literally walks off the saving boat like, I'm going to a bar, and the barman's like, hey, been a month? I haven't seen you.
It feels like, hey, where have you been? And he's like, I've been on an island for a month. And he's like, you got an hour. What do you mean? I'm convinced there's something really dystopic and intense happening in that bar.
Oh, there's such like it's such a like a say. I know he's a sailor, but like it's such a cliche of a sailor's bar. They all have a tattoo. They're all like drinking Italian. Anyway, this film's almost over. It's almost over. He goes to the hotel they're staying at. He's like, "Hey, here's a letter." Puts the ring in the letter, gives it to the hotelier, just like, "Hey, give this to the Madonna." The husband, when they come down, Madonna's like, "Any mail?" And the hotel has been told, only give it to Madonna, not the husband. The husband arrives and goes, "Hey, honey." And then the hotelier's like, "Oh, won't give you the letter." But then the husband sees the letter. He then
cuts and he has it. And I'm like, I wonder what happened then. I love it if it cut back and she's just dead in a pool of blood.
Oh, God, I did.
And all the letters of everybody's are ripped open around them. And Poirot has a pipe.
Ooh. Imagine if a Poirot swapped at the start, because then you kind of go, I guess that was the backstory of this much better. Actually, if Kent Branagh arrived at the end, I'd be a bit shaken.
Oh, God, this movie needs some Branagh, I'll tell you.
That's an adjective. It needs a verb.
Butter my bread and call me Brenner. Put him in this movie. You know what I'd love? I'd love to, like, it's his biggest acting challenge yet, and he plays the sea.
Kenneth Branagh's superimposed face on the water as... Oh, no, let's not jump into that. I was going to say... Anyway, Kenneth Branagh is watching, and you know what? He watched and did nothing.
He didn't... He's basically as useless as fucking Aquaman. Anyway, so it cuts to the helicopter.
Yeah.
The Madonna's sitting in the helicopter, and she's all sad because she hasn't heard anything from Pepe.
Yeah.
The husband hands her the envelope with money and is like, "Give this to the bellhop or the bellboy or whatever." And she's like, "Huh? What?" Takes it, gives it to him.
Who gives someone a letter? Because there's a note and a letter.
Well, it's like, why didn't she look at it?
Yeah.
Why isn't she like, "Well, this isn't money, there's a letter." And it's
so
lumpy.
Hard, yeah. Anyway, gives it to the bellboy. Bellboy comes back to Pepe, and he's like, "This is for you, sir." And Pepe's like, "What?"
And it's like, well, the husband clearly gave this to you. And he's like, "No, the wife did." And I'm like, you stood there for fucking ages as the husband was like, "Give this to the bellboy."
Yeah.
And then you watched as she took it and passed it to you. And what you took away from that was, she's given it to me.
Anyway, he chases after the helicopter just real quickly. Like, they're famous. They're gonna meet again. They're gonna have to, like, on a talk show or something. Yeah. Just like, hey.
The music's fucking swelling.
Oh, God, it's swelling.
And it's
so
like,
much.
This is the biggest tragedy of, like, the 22nd century.
This is Romeo and Juliet. It's that kind of intensity. Yeah. He's running after the helicopter. This slow-mo flying off the helicopter. Yeah. Does he make it, Carl? No,
he doesn't. He gets there, and he throws the ring up at them. And I fucking thought she was gonna catch it. I thought it was gonna be the shot as it goes up, and her hand just catches it midair, and she's like, pull the helicopter over. It fits onto a ring like Frodo. Here's the thing. She goes invisible. I don't know why she doesn't look down. That's what I was thinking. It's like, look down. The helicopter guy's like, "Here's a man running. No one look at him." Anyway, the film ends with the ring. Yeah, why does nobody notice? What if because he's like, stop. What if it's like, there's a bomb on the fucking you'd helicopter. Be a bit like, hey, should we just land for a second, make sure that guy's all good? Yeah. Anyway, the credits roll with the ring floating in the water. Yeah. It's really terrible. Like, a really terrible ending. Yeah. Especially because they try and play it for like, they were in love. A whirlwind romance. Because let's summarize the plot. No. I'm just going to say it in like 3 sentences. Go. Madonna's on a boat. She's mean to Pepe. They get stranded on the island. Pepe pretty much is a fucking monster. And then this movie's like, hey, they're in love. They didn't get in love. Isn't that sad? It's more than 3 sentences. I can't... commas. There's a lot of commas split in there. You insert the commas. I don't love a run-on sentence. You have 3... Well, now hang on. There's semicolons in there. There's a lot... You can write it out on paper and I'll mark it. Give me a moment. No, commit to it. That's editing, baby. I love it. A visual gag for the listener at home. Oh, Carl. Do you have anything else to say about the movie before we go into the who would watch this?
fuck this. Like, fuck this so much.
God, we've had movie after movie of like, here's the thing. It's crazy that if you compare after Truth or Dare and Swept Away, the best boyfriend is the demon in Truth or Dare. And he murders the world at the end.
And he's more redeemable.
He's a much more redeemable character. Do you remember that moment in Truth or Dare where that guy goes to kill himself on the pool cue and the person's like, hey, no, don't do that. And the demon's like, thank you.
Thank you. Suicide awareness is really important, guys.
It is. I'm still going to kill him, but like, I'm glad you know better.
Yeah.
God, that demon was a fucking carer. I bet he has tender hands.
Oh. Tree's just, into the who would watch this?
Yeah, let's just go, Who would watch this?
We need the little song.
Is there a song?
Well, someone hasn't been listening. I do like a little song transition.
Oh, no. Oh, I thought you meant there was like a song. I know that there's a little musical cue.
No, there's a little 2-minute song I've been writing. You haven't listened? I've been sending you Google Drive links.
Is that why that orchestra's here?
We're back in it, baby. Who would fucking watch this, Carl?
Oh, God. Alright, so I've got a handful for you. My first one is also my last one. No one. You?
Like, all I've written... Because, for context, Guy Ritchie and Madonna had a very messy divorce.
Did they?
Yeah, real bad.
Oh, wow.
Like, I think 60 is the highest divorce settlement. $65 million. Pounds.
And who got what?
I think Guy Ritchie actually got a lot of it.
Oh.
So they're very bitter. They're very bad. They were in the tabloids for the last 3 years of their life. I genuinely think Guy Ritchie knew that he and Madonna were going to break up. Like... 2 years into it.
Well, when was this filmed in comparison to their relationship?
They got together in 1999.
Yeah. Married 2000?
No, they got married then.
Oh, okay.
The film was released in 2002. So, like, 2001 it was filmed. I think 9/11 stopped this film, but I can't remember what it halted. So they were 2 years into their marriage at this point. I genuinely think Guy Ritchie knew it was a dud and was like, all right, while we're on good terms... I need to torture my wife so I can watch it back in 10 years' time and go, I made you do this. So who would watch this? Just Guy Ritchie. This evil fucking cretin.
I guess it's only for Guy Ritchie.
It's only for Guy Ritchie.
If you were a Madonna fan, would you really sit through this?
Well, I don't know who is Madonna. Who is Madonna? I didn't. She came up on screen. I didn't know which one was who. I was like, Elizabeth Banks. You're Elizabeth Banks. Which was Madonna?
It's crazy watching it, and you're like, "Fuck, Elizabeth Banks is more relevant than Madonna."
Do you think Madonna has keywords that people listening to this whole podcast went, fuck, I need to step my game up.
Yeah.
2 boys don't know who I am.
It's like, oh god, cannot fucking list a song. Shouldn't do Girls Want to Have Fun. That's Cyndi Lauper, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, all right. As for another, who would watch this?
Yeah, like...
Oh god, I think maybe if you're a fan of Castaway, but...
You kind of think, I wish Tom Hanks had a friend.
And you want if Wilson was a woman, and then Tom Hanks just abused that ball. If you wanted the ball to be abused more in Castaway, watch Swept Away.
And it's great because I think Guy Ritchie had the same approach of thinking, oh, a woman's an object, a literal ball to be fucked with.
Yeah. What's more sexist? Swept Away for being horrible to women, or Castaway for not having a woman on the island? Thoughts?
Definitely Swept Away. There's a rewarded rape scene in there.
Oh, God.
That's because Wilson will... No, he won't jump into that. There's some allegations.
You leave that ball alone.
He got me too'd.
Just like that jar of sand from Johnny Depp in the Pirates of the Caribbean films. Can you believe that jar of sand came out?
As
being like, I too have been abused by Harvey Weinstein. Jar of sand.
Got came on it.
What's the story of Harvey Weinstein came on a bush?
I've not heard this. What's this?
It's like, I think he came on like a hotel plant. Like,
that's a good bit.
In public, I think.
In public.
So my gag's it missed the plant and hit the jar of sand.
On the casting couch. A jar of... No, it's ending this. All right.
No, I want to know. Hang on. So a hotel owner came out and said Harvey Weinstein masturbated into a potted plant. The story goes that the hotel owner says, "What I remember about this incident is that my sous chef came into my office furious, telling me that some fat fuck, saying he's an owner, he didn't know the name, had come into the kitchen with a woman, shoved a $100 bill at him and told him to get out. It was like 1:30 a.m. in the morning and he'd been the only one still there. The chef told me he was going to quit. I couldn't prove any of it, so I never confronted him. Harvey was an investor and it was around the time he married Georgina Chapman." So there you go. He came on a potted plant. What a disgusting human being.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. All right. You can cut that.
Well, Carl, I think this is honestly, did you have a palate cleanser? Because I think we all needed one after this.
Oh, God. I have had such a movie-heavy week.
Yeah, we won't jump into why you've had a movie week, but you're pretty updated.
I'm very, very updated. This week, I watched...
Are we doing a quick fire round where you give
I'm just doing a quick fire round. This week, I watched the new Netflix film Rebecca, the remake of the original. It was meh. I watched Tremors Shrieker Island. It was meh. I watched the original Craft movie in anticipation for the sequel. Thought that was a lot of fun. I watched the new Borat movie. I thought that was good. Not as good as the first. I watched Akira. I thought that was quite good. Never seen that one before. I watched and then I watched the two movies that I did really like from this week, which was On the Rocks, which is Sofia Coppola and Bill Murray. It's the new Apple original. Thought it was really good. Really pleasant, really charming film. If you want to watch a movie that just respects women and has like a good like male protagonist, like it's like I don't know, I think it's like her next best film to Lost in Translation.
Really wild.
So I liked that, and then I also watched this new Dylan O'Brien movie called Love and Monsters, which I didn't think was going to be good, but then it had like a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I went, I'll watch it. Loved it. It was filmed in Queensland too, so I was like, good for it.
Cool. And what was that one called?
Love and Monsters.
What was it about?
So basically the world's going to get hit by an asteroid. The world comes together and puts missiles into the sky. They blow up the asteroid, but all of like the contamination from putting so many missiles in the sky contaminates the Earth, and it like just causes all of these crazy cool looking monsters to come up and kill 99% of the planet. This guy, played by Dylan O'Brien, is separated from his girlfriend, who's like a 7-day walk away.
Yep.
He's never been outside during the monsters, and he's like, I think I'm going to die alone. I don't want to die alone, so I'm going to walk across to be with her. Yeah. And that's the film. And it's like teetering on the edge of a mature film and a family film. I think it's like it's got good dark moments. Yeah. And then it's one of those movies where it's like, it's not a comedy, but it has good, funny bits to it too. Oh, that's really good. So it's just really charming little movie. It wasn't made for like a lot, but like it looks big. Yeah. I remember I watched it with a friend and we were both like, how much do you reckon that cost? And we were like 65, 70 million, and it only cost like $30 million.
Really? Fantastic.
Yeah. So that's just like what happens when you get like Dylan O'Brien, who I think is like a good actor, who's like charming, but doesn't cost a lot of money to have because he hasn't really broken out yet. Yeah. And then they just like use their monsters in the right places. So cool. Yeah. Anyway, those are my two recommendations for my palate cleanser. It's been a week. Yeah. It's been a week.
You've smashed it, I think.
I have. I watched a lot. Anyway, you go.
Well, I watched a little film called Josie and the Pussycats. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't. I was actually wanted to do it for the podcast, and then I saw you gave it a very favorable review. And I was like, oh.
Oh my god. What a little hidden gem. I went in there with the exact same mentality of, oh god, it's got like, I was like, it's Disney. It looks like a Disney shitty movie. It's like got like a 5 on IMDb. The reviews are like atrocious. I'm like, all right, let's like.
The trailer looked terrible.
It is nuts. I cannot believe the advertisement is a crime. It literally is a who would watch this because they went. So the target audience that you think would watch it, it's not for them. It's like an adult satire. It's similar to Idiocracy. Oh. It is insane. It's like it's satirizing all those Disney movies, and it's an absolute blast.
I know it's like got a cult status now.
Yeah.
Like people have grown to that.
I'm 100% on the bandwagon. It is fantastic. I'll set the mood. Immediately we'll start with like 2000s pop. You've got Seth Green, you got Turk from Scrubs, you got the guy from Garfield who's the owner.
Oh, John. Who's in so many fucking 90s movies.
Yeah, so many.
He's in The Craft and like...
Yeah.
What? He needs to... God, he had a huge career in like the 90s as the stoner kid or whatever.
And then just stopped. They're in a boy band. They're singing a song called Backdoor Lover. They then get on a private jet, which then Alan Cummings, oh my god, the greatest performance of this man's life.
I love Alan Cummings.
It's his movie. He absolutely owns it. He gets them on a plane. They're doing their record and they go, "Hey Alan, I think there's this like something wrong with our music." Alan Cummings then takes out a phone and goes, "They know." He jumps out the plane with a parachute and they crash and blow up. That's like the star of the movie. It is
You've sold me on it so much.
It's an absolute romp. If you're going in with no expectation, it's like a satire.
Why'd you watch it?
My girlfriend was like, I watched as a kid. I loved it. I'm like, all right, I'll watch it as like, I thought it'd be who would watch this. No, fantastic. Everyone should go watch it. It is a great comedy satire of like the 2000s. It's beautiful. Massive fan. Love it. Such a strong recommendation. Give it like an 8 out of 10. Just because like, my expectations were so low, and my god, it's probably the funniest movie I've watched this year. I'm not even joking.
Oh, so is this what, like, The Simpsons makes fun of, I think, in an episode, where, like, Bart becomes a boy band, and it's subliminal messages for the Navy?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's very similar, what's it called? I think Josie and Pussycats came out first, actually. So that's because it's very much that sort of plot of The Simpsons. But it's, like, they have, probably my favourite gag is, like, throughout the whole thing, there's, like, so much product placement. Like, abusive amounts. There's just shots and shots. And at this aquarium having this like tasteful moment. And the aquarium is sponsored by like Evian. Evian. It's just this massive like poster in the back of this like whale enclosure. And they're having like this tense I absolutely love it. I think everyone should go watch it.
So it was because I was like, because I know that name. Oh my god, it's from the people that did a Very Brady sequel.
Yeah.
And the Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas, which is on this list.
Yeah.
That is one movie that I love from my childhood. Yeah. So
I think I'm
pretty sold.
Oh god, it's probably my favorite film. Not of the year, but like it's a great comedy. And I think if I watched it, I don't know. It's just great. It's such an underrated gem.
So it's because their character's in Archie, right?
Yes.
So it's odd that they would like turn it into like a comedy satire.
It's completely shitting on it. Like it's completely like it's like that's the thing. I don't know why they made it because like everyone that went into it, like the advertising is not for it.
Yeah.
So the people like us that would watch it like as a good comedy won't watch it. So then all the younger people that got advertised to it going, what the fuck is this? It's like Alan Cummings committing a crime. The first 10 minutes you go, no. Like the plot does not care about the main characters. It's just for the villains, and the villains are goddamn amazing.
Alright, maybe that's on my
I've spoken to like 5 minutes. I fucking adore it.
Okay. So, Oscar, what have you picked for us to watch next week?
Well, I loved After, as you can tell. And the sequel's out. Should we just watch After We Collide?
Yes.
Yes.
I think we should. I want to know what happens to Hard On.
It's the Infinity War of like cliffhangers, you know?
It is. This is our generation's Endgame, which is crazy because Endgame came out last year.
Yeah, but no, honestly, they've topped Endgame.
It's crazy. It's already eclipsed.
Yeah.
By this.
It made $3 billion, but I just think culturally we're gonna be rooting for Hard On.
I think we'll be talking about After We Collide for the rest of our lives.
I think so.
I'm also excited. It has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm interested to see.
Keen. I can't believe they went, let's make it worse.
Oh, I do love it. I love it when they're just like, we're gonna double down.
Double down on the monster.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, Carl.
All right, Oscar.
Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye. Alright guys, thank you for listening. Tell your friends about us. Maybe one day we'll read out your weather. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube.
And if you have a film you'd like us to review or questions you'd like to ask, email us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com.
You can leave us 5 stars on iTunes or any sort of praise anywhere. It helps new listeners find us and our egos grow.
Alternatively, don't do anything and see if we care.
Yep, ball's in your court.
Thanks for listening.
See you next week.